What? Put your hands in the air. And wave them like you just don't care.
Shaquille O'Neal is one of the most famous big men in NBA history. Shaq became famous for his size and for pulling off moves that someone that big can't normally do, and we've seen him play with and against some of the best players around. But what are some of the lesser-known facts about the former NBA center? In this video, we're taking a dive into some interesting unknown facts about Shaquille O'Neal. But first, a simple reminder on how to enter our brand new giveaway. We will be giving away either an iPhone X Max, the new iPad mini, or a MacBook Pro. It's all your choice. So be sure to leave a like, comment the keyword, subscribe, and turn on notifications to enter the giveaway. It's really that simple. First off, did you know that Shaq not only played basketball, but got a few college degrees? Shaq is a pretty smart guy. You might have realized that already from how Shaq leveraged his popularity in the NBA to make it into movies and TV commercials. But what you might not have realized is that Shaq also has degrees from LSU, Barry University, and the University of Phoenix to his name. He went back and graduated from LSU during his NBA playing career after leaving school early to enter the NBA draft. The decision to come out of LSU early was worth it for his playing career, as Shaq was selected #1 overall by the struggling Orlando Magic and played a large part in making the team a force in the Eastern Conference. However, despite having a big start to his career in Orlando, Shaq still had the foresight to further his education outside of basketball. He went back to LSU and fulfilled a promise to his mother by earning his bachelor's degree in general studies with a minor in political science. With that political science minor, maybe we'll see a Shaq for president run someday. But just the LSU degree didn't satisfy Shaq, and he also studied online with the University of Phoenix to earn an MBA degree from the online university back in 2005. He described it as a move to help his resume and to be prepared if he ended up in a regular 9-to-5 job like the rest of us. Later in his career, Shaq decided on a third degree. He started pursuing an educational doctorate from Barry University during that stage of his career, and he finished his degree in human resource development in 2012. He's also studied directing and cinematography and has spoken about going to law school, so don't be too surprised if we ever see Shaq as a director or lawyer in the future either. It's not surprising, of course, that Shaq has picked up this many degrees through his career. With solid careers in acting and music, and plenty of endorsements, he's shown us frequently that basketball isn't his sole career path. Did you know Shaq played for the Cavaliers and the Celtics? When you think of Shaq, which uniform comes to mind first? The Lakers? Maybe the Magic, or even the Miami Heat? Shaq played for a number of different teams throughout his career, and his time with some of them is more famous than his time with others. Two of the lesser-known teams that he played for, however, are the Cavs and the Celtics. Shaq only spent 1 year with each team and played for them as his career was winding down. Interestingly enough, Shaq wasn't the biggest star on the team when he was traded to the Cavs. He came onto a team that was led by LeBron and said his goal was to win a ring for the King. Shaq saw less use with the Cavs and had career lows across a number of statistics, but still started 53 out of the 82 games of the regular season that year. He did have some excuses for the lows, however, as a thumb injury needed surgery that season and the effects of it lasted into the playoffs. The Cavs lost in the second round to the Celtics that year, but Shaq ended up playing for those very same Celtics next season, as the Celtics owner came up with the idea to bring him in after hearing Kobe Bryant mention having more rings than Shaq. Head coach Doc Rivers wasn't too crazy about the idea to bring in the big man, but after getting an agreement that Shaq wouldn't cause problems in the locker room or get better treatment than the rest of the roster, he agreed to go ahead with it, and the plan was on. Specifically, the plan to win another title in Boston and let Shaq win another ring in the process. His time on the court declined further during this 1 year with the Celtics, as he suffered from injury problems. He had a lot of injury problems during that year. Problems with his hip, Achilles, and calf to be specific. With that many problems with his health, Shaq decided it was best to walk away from basketball and focus on his other ventures. Big NBA fans will probably remember his time with the Cavs and Celtics, but for a lot of people, it might come as a surprise that Shaq did indeed play for both franchises, and that Shaq was even teammates with LeBron for a moment. Shaq is known too for his acting career, but did you know just how many movies he was in? How many movies do you think Shaq has acted in? 5? 8? Maybe 10? The answer is actually a larger number than that, as Shaq has acted in a total of 18 movies and is set to appear in the upcoming Adam Sandler movie Hubie Halloween, which will push the total up to 19. It's easy to forget just how many movies Shaq has been in, but he's really been one of the most prolific examples of an athlete who crossed over into acting and made a success of it. Funnily enough, a lot of Shaq's appearances aren't as any character in particular, but as himself instead. Not a lot of people can get paid to show up in movies as themselves, but when you have the kind of name value that comes from being one of the most known big men in the NBA, you can pull it off. His acting career has also gone on for quite a while. It began back in 1994 when Shaq was just coming into the league with the Magic, and he appeared in Blue Chips alongside Penny Hardaway, his actual Magic teammate. Not too long after appearing in Blue Chips, Shaq had a chance to work with a pretty well-known name in American media, DC Comics. In 1997, he starred in Steel, a superhero movie where he played as the title character, one of the heroes from the DC universe. Though the movie didn't do too well with viewers, it has a 2.8 out of 10 rating on IMDb. Pretty big drop from the 6.2 rating Blue Chips got from viewers. Of course, Shaq didn't have the starring role in most of the movies he's been in. He has a lot of cameo appearances or supporting ones, and if you look at the world of TV, you'll find that he's also had a lot of cameos on the small screen and appearances on talk and reality shows. He's currently got a show coming up on TNT called Shaq Life, so as of now, it's safe to say that Shaq's TV and movie days aren't over yet. Did you know that Shaq is from New Jersey? It's understandable to think that Shaq is from somewhere down south. He played at Louisiana State during his college days, played for 2 Florida teams during his career, and had some very notable years with them, and has a large mansion in Orlando. However, Shaq isn't from Orlando, or Baton Rouge, or any other city down south. He was born in Newark, New Jersey. His high school career didn't take place in the Garden State, though. Despite being born in Jersey, Shaq had to move during his high school years due to his stepfather's military career, and ended up playing his high school ball in Texas after living in both Texas and Germany. So far, it looks like Shaq is doing a good job passing his basketball success on to his eldest son. Did you know that one of Shaq's children, Shareef O'Neal, was one of the top prospects in the country coming out of high school? Shareef was a 4-star recruit after graduating and was ranked in the top 40 high school players for his recruiting class by ESPN. His recruitment was rather publicized, and multiple teams fought each other to try to get his signature. Shareef was originally set to join the Arizona Wildcats, but after the federal investigation into the team, Arizona's recruiting was shaken up a bit, and O'Neal was one of the players to look for another team instead of going with his original choice. His new school ended up being the UCLA Bruins, conveniently located in the same city he played his high school basketball in. So far in his career, Shareef has spent 2 years at UCLA, but he didn't play for the first season, with head coach Steve Alford choosing to keep him off the active roster the entire year to preserve his eligibility during the 2018 season, where he wasn't in the team's immediate plans. But Alford was out in 2019, and Mick Cronin was in, and O'Neal didn't have the greatest time playing under the new head coach in his first season in action. O'Neal only had a couple points per game on average in his second year at UCLA, but he may have better numbers after a fresh start. O'Neal announced in February that he has plans to transfer to LSU, the same school where Shaq himself played in college. Maybe under different management, the younger O'Neal will have a career that matches up more closely with that of his father. Shaq's business dealings go further than you'd think. If you thought that Shaq's business dealings were just in music and acting, you might be surprised. He was an active investor in stocks and bonds ever since he began his career, and he's only stepped up his investments since that point. He's even invested in an NBA team, the Sacramento Kings, of which he's a minority owner. A bit funny considering Shaq has some of his best years while playing with their rival, the Lakers. He's also helped develop projects back in his hometown, Newark, and has kept with the times more recently and invested in the emerging field of esports. Shaq is one of the investors for NRG Esports, and he's promoted the CSGO E-League competition in commercials before. But even if he got bored of his other investments and wanted something to fall back on, he'd still have the food industry. Shaq has invested in 9 Papa John's stores in Atlanta and is on the board of directors. He's also bought 1 Krispy Kreme location outright, picking up an easy source of passive income in the process. So, as you can see, Shaq is a beast, not only on the court, but in life as well. Anyway, that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and check out some of our other NBA videos on the channel. It's a simple reminder on how to enter our brand new giveaway. We will be giving away either an iPhone X Max, the new iPad mini, or a MacBook Pro. It's all your choice. So be sure to leave a like, comment the keyword, subscribe, and turn on notifications to enter the giveaway. It's really that simple.